Okay, so let's talk about SNEEX. I wanted to talk about, you just launched SNEEX.
Yeah.
It's been unbelievable.
Yeah,
right, from
it's been so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm in startup mode again after 25 years.
How does that feel?
It feels amazing. Like first everything, you get your firsts again. I'm like the first customer. I'm dancing around my house. The first, person that posted. Yeah. I feel like it's like so exciting. It feels like Christmas.
I wanted to ask you about the comparison of when you started Spanx. You had to grind it out. You were in stores trying stuff on. It was a totally different process. How's the contrast been? From building a business back then to now with social media and digital, and like the reach is more in your control. What's the difference been?
Well, I am going to tell you that there wasn't much difference getting it made, which is crazy. I had a lot of resistance 25 years ago when I stood in manufacturers in North Carolina begging a bunch of men who made all of our undergarments to give me a shot. Fast forward with the success of Spanx, it did not matter. I was begging men in the factories in Italy and Spain to make this creation. And I got fired from the first factory in Italy after 6 months of putting in a lot of effort and work. My second factory, 8 months, fired me. Then I got lucky and a guy from Spain in a factory was willing to give me a chance. And the only reason he was willing to give me a chance, this is so wild. This was like the universe intervening. Yeah. He went to Florida State and I went to Florida State and we graduated the same year.
There we go. Actually, I'm going to pause for a second because that's going to be the second trivia question since you're right there.
The trivia question should be about me, not about stats, about things nobody cares about.
It's about you. You went to both Florida and Florida State.
I did. I'm never unhappy on game day.
What are the mascots of each school?
Okay.
Don't look. No hand gestures.
Okay. I know this.
That's not.
And this.
That is. Okay. Those are not mascots.
An alligator.
Okay. Is that your first answer for Florida?
Yeah. It's an alligator is the mascot, and then a Seminole Indian.
I'm gonna.
Crowd says I got it.
The crowd says yes. I'm gonna do half a ladle because it's technically the Gators.
What do you mean the Gators?
It's not the alligators.
What does that mean? The Gators.
It's all right.
No.
A quarter.
What is he talking about? What's the difference between gators and an alligator?
That's just not their logo. It's not their copyright. It's not the name of the team.
You're being way too technical. This is ridiculous.
Okay, so back to the manufacturing. I think people really don't understand how complex.
It's so complex.
And also,
shoe is so much harder. There's all these components. So, I had to convince the heel maker to do it differently, and the last maker, and the upper maker, and the outsole maker. Each guy owns his own factory, and then they have to get it right, and then it all has to go to one factory, and they have to assemble it to the guy that went to Florida State. And listen, I was really lucky. That's like literally why he gave me the chance.
Yeah.
He kept going, did we know each other at Florida State? And I was like,
maybe.
No. I said, no, I don't think so. And then he's like, you look really familiar. I feel like I ran into you some nights at the bars. And eventually I was like, you do look familiar.
So maybe, did you run into him?
I don't think so.
You never know.
I don't think so.
Never
but
know.
Anyway, he started making the shoe.
Awesome.
And now I have it. And people don't know this, Todd, but I was so nervous and conflicted to launch this because of where I am in my life. And it's just scary to put something out there and know that it's going to be polarizing. And when you're inventing, it's really making yourself vulnerable because the product doesn't really exist in the way that you're putting it out there. And I did a family vote.
Family vote. Yeah, I remember you were planning to come out with it a while back. And then you're
a whole year.
Yeah.
But I did a family vote and the kids put back all the stuff I say to me.
Love it.
They were like, Mom, you say you don't care what other people think about you and we shouldn't care about that. And they said, Mom, no risk, no story. I was like, oh man, they're listening.
So they were the drivers.
They were the drivers. They were like, Mom, you got to do this. So here I am sweating with you in high heels.
What was the vote? I'm just curious.
Lord.
What was the numbers?
It is so hot in here, you guys. I'm sweating.
What was the yes, no?
I have to be your first perimenopausal contestant. Okay?
Yeah, unless you want to lump Jesse in there. I don't think he counts for that.
Women at this age, we don't want to be hot. Okay, go ahead.
What was the vote? The family vote?
100%.
Everybody?
Everybody, unanimous.
And then I was going to say, how did it feel? Spanx are pretty widely accepted. Everybody's like, it's been around. People love it. And obviously, when you create a new product, there's going to be polarizing responses. Was it difficult for you to get, kind of both sides or hear the feedback?
For both Spanx and now? Because Spanx was very polarizing.
I'm sure, yeah.
Which is crazy. People don't believe it. I got hate email when I launched Spanx. I got email, I'll never forget this one email from a woman who was deeply offended by the name Spanx and went on and on and on. And department stores throughout middle America called Von Maur would not sell Spanx because they thought the name was so offensive.
Wow.
And now it's like Spanx.
Yeah.
Right? You don't even think about it. But also when I first started Spanx, people would hang up on me. I'd say, hi, I'm Sara from Spanx. And they thought I was prank calling them. So, but with SNEEX, the difference is people can see the product.
Right.
Which is also a positive because it has more chance of going viral from consumers seeing it on somebody else and going, I love your shoe. I was selling something that was hidden under clothes.
Right.
But less opinions about what it looks like.
Right.
So you have to have a thick skin because, half the country's like, it's this, and the other half's like, I can't live without it.
It's also, I feel like nowadays, instantaneous. Like as soon as it launched, you're getting feedback immediately.
Oh, instantaneously. I've loved it. I've loved being in the middle of the conversation of everybody having an opinion about this. And the best part's all the texts and comments, like I've danced in heels for the first time in 25 years, or I got stopped every 5 minutes in the shoe. So that makes me happy.